Hey folks, good morning, and look what we have here today. BMW Motorrad's 2022 M1000RR. This is the German brand's top of the range leader class homologation special for the 2022 model year. We're here at Chuck Valley Raceway in the Southern California desert, and we're gonna rip this bad boy and tell you what it's like. All right, folks, there it is, BMW Motorrad's 2022 M1000RR. Now, this particular vehicle has a tremendous amount of improvements as compared to the base S1000RR. Let's get into it. Inside that 999cc engine, there is aluminum forged pistons, titanium connecting rods. The cylinder head has been reshaped and now benefits from titanium exhaust springs. Other improvements include a new airbox. The velocity stacks have been tweaked. Externally, outside of the engine, the frame has been modified, the offset's reduced, so this triple clamp is a little bit more far forward. The steering geometry has been a little bit more relaxed, so the vehicle has a tad bit more stability. The swing arm pivot right there has more finite adjustment, so the max adjustment range remains the same as the RR, but there is more incremental finite adjustment. The swing arm's also a half a pound lighter. It also has this really nifty adjustment here. This adjuster allows you to adjust the linkage ratio of the rear suspension. That is a huge update. It's really easy to make adjustments. You loosen that Torx head screw right here, and then loosen that bolt here, and you actually move it, you pivot this arm, and that adjusts the linkage ratio. A lot of adjustment inside this M1000RR as compared to the RR. Of course, this bike is dripped in carbon fiber wheels, carbon fiber winglets that reduce increase, I should say, the downforce of this motorcycle by, I think it's 16 pounds at 120 some miles per hour. It generates 16 pounds of downforce. We also have these awesome embossed rear sets that are adjustable, so you can adjust the position of the foot pegs and the rear brake and the shift lever to your liking. I'm a big fan of motorcycles that have foot peg adjustment. I have bad knees, I'm old, and I really like to be able to adjust the foot pegs in a lower position to add comfort when I'm wheeling at the track. Now, this M1000RR also includes GPS data acquisition, so you can monitor the lap times and the vitals of the motorcycle while you're riding. And because it is a BMW, we have heated grips and a USB charging port under the motorcycle, because BMW knows that we like to ride on the road, on the track, in all types of weather conditions. This is a very, very handsome looking motorcycle. $37,000 is what this 2022 specification superbike rings in at. It's worth noting that for the 2023 MY, BMW Motorrad is going to have a new and improved M1000RR, which we hope to operate one day. But right now, I can't wait to throw a leg over this motorcycle. Look at those brakes, those blue anodized Nissan calipers. These rotors are also 0.5 millimeter thicker than the standard RR. BMW Motorrad has done a lot of modifications to this bike. Yes, it costs $1,000 more than a standard S1000 RR, but you get a lot of extra features and a lot of improvements for that 37 grand. All right, folks, enough talking about this thing. Let's swing a leg over this bad boy and see what it's like to ride. You! All right, folks, here we go for a track ride on our 2022 BMW M1000 RR. Top of the range BMW Motorrad superbike for the 2022 model year. Here she is. Conventional mechanical key. This key is actually locked to the dash display. So when you reflash it, you have to actually remove this whole key ignition and send all of this componentry to the reflashing place to get reflashed. All right, let's go in the menu. Menu here. Hold it down. Hold it down again. Why isn't it working? Let's try it again. There we go. My vehicle. This 6.5-inch color TFT allows you to access all of the vehicle settings. As you can see, service is there, trip computer, onboard computer, my vehicle. These are all settings that are standard on the conventional S1000 RR. Now this settings menu, this is where things get good, and this is also a standard feature on the S1000 RR. Let's go in here. Now I've already set up, there's three race modes that you can customize the settings. Engine power, engine brake, traction control, wheelie control, and ABS. We've already customized our Race Pro 3 setting. So we have max power. I love max power. We have max engine brake. I like max engine brake because I just need extra engine brake slowing effect right now because I'm not so sharp on the brakes. TC is a low setting, that's fine. Wheelie control, we have it in 2. So it's not the least aggressive wheelie setup, but I want to try it because I haven't tried this in a while. ABS, we have ABS level 2. So again, not the most aggressive ABS setting. Rear ABS is currently working in the setting. These are the settings that I like, so we are going to run it. We are going to go back atop the menu here. Mode button. Mode will get us here. Race 1, Race 2, Race 3. A lot of things going on this motorcycle. We are now in our mode. This is Hill Start Assist. This is a really neat feature for folks who ride in the hills of San Francisco, but we don't need it. All right, we got reverse shift, boys and girls. So it's going to be 1 up, 5 down. And away we go. We are here there is reigning superbike, super sport, super stock champion Corey Alexander on his BMW S1000 race bike. Thank you. We are here at Southern California Racetrack, Chuckwalla Valley Raceway. This is Double R Fest. Double R Fest is a BMW Motorrad track day experience, but you don't have to just ride a BMW Motorrad S1000 RR. It's open to all types of motorcycles. But we happen to be on the best one, the M1000 RR. We are riding on Pirelli Diablo Super Corsa SPV3 tires. I love these tires. These tires are kind of new, so let's break them in a little bit. While all these guys go zipping around us. And then we will let her eat. Alright, it's time to let her eat a little bit, boys and girls. Oh, I love letting her eat. Right away on this M1000 RR, this is a very nice motorcycle. I love the ergonomics on it. It is very, very comfortable. The adjustable rear sets are an excellent addition. I love the ability to keep the rider foot position. Oh God, this bike eats. I love this bike.
The reason why that these S and M1000Rs are so cool is because they just have so much character and charisma. These bikes are loaded with character. When you get the engine revving north of 10,000 RPM, you gotta hang the frick on. These things bone out. Nice. Love how light this motorcycle feels. Just north of 420 pounds with a full 4.4 gallons of fuel. And this thing feels even lighter than the spec chart insinuates. There is the super stock champ, Corey Alexander. Nice, let's put a move on him. Nice, dude. Putting a move on him. Another neat feature about this M1000RR that we didn't mention in our little preview commentary is the taller windscreen. I love tall windscreens. Tall windscreens are a big benefit for you tall motorcycle riders out there. Now this M1000RR we're operating has the optional torque map installed. The optional torque map removes the curious second and third gear torque limitation that standard S1000RRs are subject to. The torque map really lets you get a feel for this power band because it allows it to make maximum torque. On the flip side though, the engine is limited in terms of its horsepower. Peak horsepower is well less than what BMW claims. BMW claims these things are good for 205 horsepower, but in US configuration, the best we've ever seen is around 180. And that's with the horsepower map installed. And that's at the business end of the rear tire. I kind of blew it there, boys and girls. I should have downshift. God, I love the handling on this bike. That reduced offset and relaxed rake. The bike just feels less twitchy. This is the intermediate group here at Double R Fest. And that is Travis Wyman, I believe, up in front, who's giving some introductory laps to this woman rider right here. She is operating a BMW R19. We will follow them before we give them a little pass here on this straightaway area right here. Keep things safe and keep things nice. God, I love that quick shifter. It just makes it so easy to downshift through the gears. Oh yeah, let her eat, baby. These bikes eat. If there was one negative thing I'd have to say about this engine, it's the only one negative thing that I've always really thought about this engine ever since it came out for the 2010 model year in the US, and that's just it vibrates like crazy. These engines have giddy, but they vibrate. My God, they vibrate. But what do you expect for a motorcycle that makes 180 horsepower at the business end of the tire? Electronics, oh yeah, Electronics allow this motorcycle to go from mild to wild with a push of a button. It's interesting because you really have to spend some time at the controls of this vehicle to really understand what you want to set the rider aids to. These vehicles have an insane amount of adjustability, and just in terms of electronics. Obviously, there's a ton of adjustability in the mechanical aspects of the motorcycle via suspension adjustment, swing arm pivot adjustment, the swing arm linkage adjustment. But just swiping some buttons will net a vastly different motorcycle. Yes, I love these bikes. Talk about exhilaration. I also really like that you're able to adjust the DTC in real time with the handlebar mounted switchgear. That lets you dial in more or less wheel spin for the conditions or your experience level. It's really neat. Professional grade riders on used tires on a warm day, they will certainly like the ability to tweak that. Whoa, what's this guy doing? I love this big deep bowl here at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway. It just makes riding so fun. The brakes on this M1000RR, they're not that much different feeling from the traditional bike, but that extra bit of width definitely will help in terms of heat dissipation. Obviously, it's a cool day out, and here at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway, we don't really have any super deep braking zones. This place is generally pretty mellow on the brakes. It's more of a momentum-based racing circuit. So you're never really on the brakes that hard here, but that's okay. It's cool that BMW is making the bikes more and more up spec for the most demanding track riders and racers. God, this bike feels so good at lean. Yes! We are just riding around at a very mellow pace. These bikes require a lot of skill and time to really understand. Ooh, checkered flag for this B group. Yes. This is a BMW Motorrad instructor in front of us. Let's pass him. Yeah. Maybe not. And the great thing about Chuckwalla Valley Raceways is just a really safe and mellow track to ride at. A lot of runoff room, track's nice and wide, grip is very elevated here, and it's just a nice place to ride a high-performance motorcycle like the M1000RR here. Those carbon fiber wheels, I know that you can get them on the standard S1000RR, but gosh, they're just awesome. They're absolutely awesome. They make this motorcycle feel so maneuverable. I remember when we rode this bike at the Circuit of the Americas during R Fest in Texas. I couldn't believe how maneuverable this bike was through the S's. That was where the carbon fiber wheels really paid a big dividend. If you haven't checked out that content, make sure to check it out on our Motorcyclist Mag YouTube channel in 4K Premium, of course. Alright folks, this wraps up our B group session here at R Fest. We are going to have some water and take a break, and then we'll be out again with more commentary on the M1000RR. Alright folks, this M1000RR is the first BMW superbike to incorporate aerodynamics in the form of carbon fiber winglets At 120 some miles per hour, they generate over 16 pounds of downforce. That may not seem like a lot, but when you're at speed entering corners, any extra bit of downforce really helps that front tire bite into the pavement. I can't say I feel the downforce right now, but it's nice knowing it's there. These Pirelli Diablo SPV3 tires, they heat up so quick. It's worth noting that this bike comes equipped with a 200 section rear tire. These superbike tires keep getting wider, keep getting taller, keep improving to be able to keep up with the crazy amount of power that these bikes are capable of delivering. This torque map really makes this bike so much more pleasing to ride. If I had to choose between the horsepower and the torque map, I would absolutely go with the torque map. It just makes the motorcycle feel like it's supposed to out of the showroom box. I know it's silly to spend 24 grand for the standard S1000RR in M specification, and then $37,000 for this M1000RR, and not have full access to the power. But that's just the way it goes. I absolutely would spend the money on the torque reflash. And if you didn't want to do it from the factory, Lloyd's Performance in Texas is also a worthy option. Wow, this guy spanked me. I gotta step up. Yeah. Doesn't matter though, because we're still having fun. Any day in the saddle is a good day in our book. Really like the cockpit of this bike. This bike is very easy to move around on for a 6 foot tall rider. BMW's always done a good job of considering the tall person, the tall rider, and making these bikes tall rider friendly. Of course, it's a little bit more compact than its predecessor, but not overly so. God, I love the brakes on this bike. I love the way the slipper clutch actuates too. It's super smooth. You can almost kind of feel it kick in right when you get to the apex. That thing's revving up way too much for me. The great thing about these quick shifters is you just press down or up on the quick shifter and away you go into the next cog. No fuss, no muss. Real smooth action, just the way we like it. Those curves come at you quick on this M1000RR bike. Crazy how maneuverable this chassis is. Mid-corner corrections are like nothing. Well, folks, that was a quick review of BMW's M1000RR 2022 spec. This is an incredible bike. Oh, didn't see that guy crash. Probably should have had my hands up, but oh well. Well, that was a fun ride. Hopefully the S1000RR guy who crashed is okay. Red flag as anticipated. That is one of the things that can happen at track days. Whenever you are riding, make sure you are wearing all of the premium gear, like this Dainese Custom Works suit, these Axial Pro boots, these full metal gloves that I have here, and AGV helmets, new and improved Pista RR helmet, which is a big improvement over the Corsa R predecessor. If you want to see what it was like to ride at Circuit of the Americas on BMW's S1000RR, make sure to surf on over to motorcyclistonline.com. That's where our written content lives. We also produced a 45-minute 4K video, so watch that here on the Motorcyclist Mag YouTube channel. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks for riding with us today.
Well, folks, that was a fun day ripping on BMW's 2022 MY M1000 RR. I apologize in advance for my at times incoherent talking while I was riding. I'm kind of out of practice riding these bikes at the track and talking, so we're going to work on that for the 2023 year and beyond. Really though, this M1000RR is just incredible. It's just really amazing how much more polished and honed this particular model is over the standard S1000RR, even with its M bespoke carbon fiber wheels and other add-ons. I really like the action of the fork, the action of this Marzocchi fork, and the lack of stiction. It's very impressive. Just that 0.5 millimeter increase in terms of the rotor width, it really nets a set of brakes that love to bite. All day I found myself using that brake a little harder, a little harder, a little harder, and it just works so good. I'm a big fan of the front end on this motorcycle and the braking package. As always, the engine in this motorcycle is just mesmerizing. Yeah, having the locked horsepower output kind of takes away from the fun factor a little bit. I'd be lying otherwise. I definitely, if this bike was mine, I would for sure go with the torque map. The torque map, allowing the motorcycle to make max torque in all gears, really makes for a more rideable motorcycle. Those stock S1000RRs that are locked out of the factory, that second and third gear flat spot, it just makes it not fun. And when you're spending $24,000 for a motorcycle, for it not to be fun like that, it just stinks. So I for sure would do the torque map if this bike was mine. Realistically, if this bike was mine, I would send the whole ECU and the dash display and the key module to Lloyd's in Texas and get the whole thing unlocked and have 190 some horsepower at the business end of this motorcycle. It's kind of amazing because BMW keeps making all these changes, all these modifications to its engine, but realistically, it's not that much different than the old school S1000RR engine. You have to remember, those engines in the 2015 model year, that thing made 190 horsepower at the back tire. For sure, this engine has a smoother power band, and for sure, all of the advanced electronic countermeasures that this bike has, it works in unison with the power band. So we're not going to say that the old engine's better, but that old engine made a lot of power, and we like power. The chassis on this motorcycle, I like that reduction in fork offset. This bike has a lot of feel on the front end through corners, the slightly more relaxed steering geometry. The thing still turns on a dime, but it's really stable. That's one area where this new gen S1000RR really surpasses the previous generation, is that stability at lean, at speed when you're going through the gears. Obviously here at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway, this track isn't a big horsepower track. It's not a leader bike track, but still beggars can't be choosers, and it was really nice to go through the gears and feel the pedigree and power of this motorcycle. The ergonomics, I fit on this motorcycle really well. I'm 6 foot tall and I like the adjustable rear sets. I really like the way the fuel shape is formed. I like that this motorcycle isn't too big, it's not too small. It is a very nice, big rider friendly superbike from the German factory. Well, folks, that wraps up our review of BMW's 2022 M1000RR. Make sure to surf on over to motorcyclistonline.com. That's where all of our written content lives. We have a vast array of all model year motorcycle reviews there. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs it down if you didn't, because we love to hear from the naysayers out there. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for riding with us today. All right, folks, look what we have here. BMW's 2023 M3 competition package. We are going to ride with Emil. Emil,
yes, sir.
Thank you for having us today.
I'm happy to have you guys.
What do we have here?
We've got an M3 competition with 503 horsepower. We're going to try to deploy those horsepower at Chuckwalla Raceway.
Yes, let's get inside of this bad boy, boys and girls. Wow, these seats are boss, dude. Are these race car seats?
Just about.
Nice, man. Let's put our seatbelt on for safety. If you folks remember, we actually drove with Emil at the Circuit of the Americas. I think, what was that, last year?
Yeah, good times had there as well.
Dude, I couldn't believe how hard you could drive that 2021 M5 that you drove. Like, it is unbelievable the capability these cars have off the dealership floor.
The cars are amazing. A big ups also to Continental Tire, which helps us put that power down. Handles all that power. So while we're sliding sideways, still tons of tread left. Great tires.
Do you want to talk to us a little bit about your racing experience?
Well, I didn't do much racing, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Actually, that's a lame old dad joke, right? I started out as a youngster on three-wheelers, if you remember those things. Some of you guys are too young to remember those.
ATCs.
ATCs, exactly right. And then always wanted to drive cars, but the family connections had me on three-wheelers. Switched to cars at an old age. I was 20 when I started driving cars. And at some point, I ran out of talent or money, depending on whom you ask, and then became a driving instructor.
Nice,
Still do a little bit of racing in Germany and BMWs at the Nürburgring, and trying to get back out this coming year in 2023 to do more races at the Nürburgring.
Awesome, awesome. I'd say this BMW Performance Driving School is a pretty good gig.
Absolutely a good gig. Yeah, don't tell anybody. They pay us to do what we're about to go do.
Awesome,
you ready to head out?
Yeah, let's do it, dude.
Let's rock and roll.
Look at that dashboard, that huge, what is that, a 12-inch color TFT display?
Yep, go M mode there.
M mode right here. Emil, what's the cost of this vehicle?
This car, I think the start, don't quote me, but I think it starts at 76 or so.
Okay.
And they'll go up. I mean, you can get crazy with options, and they go up to in the 90s.
What do you think this car sits at? If you had to
So
guess?
this one has a lot of the M Performance parts on it, the carbon fiber wing, the carbon side skirts, and some of the dive planes in the front. So this one's probably maxed out. Plus the sport seats are $4,500 if I remember correctly.
Wow.
These seats, yeah, nice and aggressive seats, but you pay for them.
Wow.
So this one's probably in the higher 90s, I bet.
Gotcha. Cool. Cool.
All right. Does she have a seat? All right, I get all the...
What's up, guys?
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good.
These are some fellow BMW enthusiasts that are here participating in the double R track day
I'm getting all the guys.
fest.
That's right.
Here we go, folks.
Let's see what we've got.
We are driving at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway in the SoCal desert. There is a little improvised runway over there, so that is why there was a plane. This is the M3.
This is the M3, but it looks like almost the front end of the 4. That's why I thought it was.
Yeah, they're similar front end.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is amazing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, that's good stuff. Yes, yes. Love it, love it, love it.
I can't even talk because this is so awesome. Wow, dude.
Good times, right?
I love this thing.
Yeah!
like going sideways.
Look at this, folks. Jeez, the
It's
brakes
got
on
great
this
brakes,
car.
yeah. It does a great job stopping. This
Wow.
tricky one here. It always wants to slide.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Wow, the braking power is insane.
The brakes are awesome on these cars for sure.
Wow, dude.
Good work. That was nice.
But you can tell how much slower sliding is.
Yeah, but it's
Right,
way more
he's-
fun, so who cares?
Yeah,
Dude, these M3s get some!
This is nice.
Oh, I need an M3.
yeah. You need some of this in your life for sure.
Jeez.
And that's a lap of Chuckball Valley Raceway.
Unbelievable, Emil.
Thank you guys. Not the fast way around, but the fun way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say that's pretty fun.
Line up again.
If you want to get your heart rate
You
going,
gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Hope you guys enjoyed
go
that.
for a drive
Did
with
we
Emil.
pass? Did we pass?
Hey, that was good. That was good.
Good. Let Trudy know.
Concerned. I was
I get to keep my job.
That was good. I didn't see a manual shift. I was a little concerned.
dude, that was boss, dude.
Good times, right?
Yeah, thank you.
We got a tradition going
Thank
now.
you,
I'll see
yeah.
at the next one.
2 for 2.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Emil.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.